Welcome into the latest edition of ESPN FC. What a couple of matches we saw in the Champions League. To break them down, Craig Burley, Ali Moreno and Stevie Nicol. We also welcome Gab Marcotti to the show. We start at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City taking on Monaco. This game had pretty much everything. It was Monaco who would take early charge of it. They were 2-1 up at half-time. Falcao would then miss a penalty. City would equalise. Monaco would make it 3-2 through a stunning goal from Falcao. And then City would score 3 goals in quick succession to give them a 5-3 lead going into the second leg in Monaco in a few weeks' time. This was bonkers.
What happened again? Go over that again, will you? I forgot.
It was nuts.
That was scary. I mean, I expected City to be back, to be bad at the back, but I didn't expect Monaco to be bad at the back. So all that resulted in 8 goals. 2 quality teams going forward. I mean, it was such an open game, and I don't know what it says for the second leg, but there was some bad defending from both teams, but that little bit extra quality from City in the final third. You think about it as well. Aguero should have had a penalty, and Falcao missed a penalty. It was nuts.
It was bonkers.
It was nuts.
It was crazy. And then when you think about the idea that Falcao misses a penalty and how that might have changed the game, the fact that Sergio Aguero was taken down early in the first half, how that might have changed the game. And both teams will look at this, and perhaps City will be concerned about the defender, which continues to be a concern. And even though they win the game, you think, my goodness, we are terrible in the back. I mean, we're so kind of awful in the back. And then Monaco will look at it. We scored 3 goals away from home, and somehow we continue to lose. And we missed a penalty in the process. Both teams will be left disappointed with the end result.
Oh, City will be happy, Ali, surely.
Not by giving up 3 goals.
But if you offered them 5-3 at the start, they would have taken it.
They would have taken the win, yes, but I don't think you give up 3 goals at home. That's not what you want to do, because now you still got to go to Monaco, and it's not like you have a shutdown defender in that back line, John Stones and Otamendi, so you assume that you're going to give up goals to Monaco as well.
Yeah, the players will be happy. The players will be happy. I'll tell you what, though, the coaching staff will go in the back room and shut the door and go, geez, we've lost 3 tonight. We could have lost 7-5, never mind winning 5-3. And that kind of brings me to where I want to go with this game. It seems crazy that in a game that has 8 goals, I'm going to criticise, because Guardiola gets completely slapped on the back, how big a genius his tactics are, how he can do this, do that. How can he go out in the second half after the 2 centre-backs, Otamendi and Stones, they got undressed by Falcao and Mbappe, and he doesn't do anything about it. He just left it. And, of course, what happened? They got undressed again. Now, somehow they've got themselves 5 goals, and they come out on top. Where's this tactical genius? Is it just a who cares mentality? It's like the charge of the light brigade?
I think it is,
because that's what it was like.
I think it is. I think he's got to the stage this season he's thought, you know what, I can put any combination together at the back and I can't get them to defend, or they don't want to defend, or they're incapable of defending, so I'm just going to go hell for leather and hopefully I'm going to take the pressure off. But he's absolutely right. Otamendi and John Stones should be in that dressing room saying to the lads, I'm buying you drinks for the rest of the season. He's bailed those 2 out again. I mean, John Stones never seems to learn. That wonderful goal from Falcao, where he chipped it over Caballero, which is a marvellous piece of skill. He should never have been in that position in the first place. I mean, 1, he outpaces Stones down the channel. 2, John Stones gets way too tight to him, and then he gets rolled and out-muscled. I mean, the boy's got to learn, and he needs to learn fast.
Wait, people have told me on this couch so many times that John Stones is the real deal. Stevie, you think he's a good defender?
Excuse me. Whoa.
I said to you...
Hold on a second. Let me make what you said to me. I'll tell you what I said to you.
Go on.
This guy's a football player. This guy needs to learn. I did not say he's a great defender, because not yet has he ever shown he's a great defender. He's a great footballing
So why are we giving him chances?
Because we've got nobody else. The only other option he's got is Kolarov.
But why is he being held next England captain? All this sort of stuff that's surrounding him.
He's leaning forward. That's not a good sign.
I don't know who you're listening to, but clearly you're not listening to me.
That's a worry. That's a huge worry.
The kid has the potential, if he can actually learn how to defend.
I don't get it. But potential to be what? He's a defender. Surely it should be able to defend first and play with the ball afterwards.
Yeah, he's not learning.
It's funny how we're talking about defending here. I mean, there's about a half a dozen decent defenders in the world, and all of a sudden you've decided today to go after John Stones.
I think that's fair enough. This is John Stones, who got a 40 million price tag to his name.
So were we really surprised how badly John Stones defended today?
I'm just surprised
not.
how it continues, that there is no sign of improvement.
Him and Otamendi as a partnership are a disaster, right? End of story. Now, he's stuck with him for the rest of this season. But defend, and Otamendi's way more experienced at all levels than John Stones, by the way. But John Stones is a young, up-and-coming guy with a big price tag. Has to improve his decision-making. He's clearly got a talent. But defending, as Stevie will tell you, is first and foremost...
What's his talent, Craig?
Good decision. He's a good footballer. He's got a good footballing brain, and he can defend, but he makes bad decisions at the moment, like getting too tight, like taking a chance on the ball, like dropping off when he should be stepping up. And when you're making bad decisions, then it makes you look a bad defender, and it's his decision-making.
And I'll tell you what, this is not at all on John Stones.
Right.
Because there is obviously nobody helping him. And by the way, while we're on the subject, can you tell me, all these genius coaches, right? Klopp, Guardiola, Wenger, all these genius coaches, who's actually teaching the players how to defend? It's all about, closing the ball. It's all about tactics. It's all about everything around the actual basics of the game. There are two basics in the game. One is attacking and one is defending. And clearly, nobody wants anything to do with defending anymore, other than a couple of guys, like Conte. And guess what? Chelsea's top of the Premier League.
I'm not about to defend John Stones, but it doesn't help that you have a heart attack next to you in Otamendi. Because Otamendi, everything is a slide tackle, everything is overplaying the ball. That doesn't help the situation for John Stones. What I would say, going back to Guardiola for a second, is how stubborn do you have to be that you look at yourself and look at the squad that you have and you say, you know what, Fernandinho, right back, yes. That makes sense. And continues to go with it. And it's just stubborn. It's because it somehow, in his mind, it's a way of saying, you know what, I'm going to show you how the game is properly played. And I'm going to squeeze a guy onto the field that doesn't belong in that position. So no surprise that Zabaleta comes on the right-hand side. And then Sagna goes down on the left-hand side. Fernandinho's off the field. And it got better. Of course, the bar was set very low defensively, but it got better. The other thing that I'd like to highlight is Sergio Aguero. Under pressure, Gabriel Jesus was supposed to be the next big thing, and if he hadn't gotten hurt, he would still be playing. Aguero would still be on the bench. But Sergio Aguero comes in and had a tremendous match, an outstanding game with goals, with creativity, with movement, with dynamic understanding in the front third. All of those things that we've seen from Aguero before, and apparently Guardiola hasn't. But Guardiola, at this point, would have to turn to Aguero and say, you know what, today you bail me out.
I can't deal with these two's negativity anymore. Shall we talk about how good a game this was?
Yes. Yeah.
Shall we talk about Aguero and David Silva's little pass over the top and the return of Falcao from the oblivion? We've talked about Fernando Torres in the show before. Those two guys were, neck and neck for two of the best players around in that position. Both of them fell off the cliff. But Falcao has well and truly reintroduced himself to top-level football, not only in Ligue 1, but here again, his movement, he looks fit, he looks sharp, and he's finishing, especially for that chip. Would you have done it?
That was sublime.
No, I would have hit it right at the goalkeeper.
I mean, it was amazing.
And on the other end, we talked about Mbappe going into this game.
Julian Laurens, our colleague, talked about
just looks so good, doesn't he?
Do you know what's scary? He's 18 years of age. He looks physically bigger and stronger than anybody else in both sides. And his technique is incredible, and he's only 18 years of age. He's only going to get better. I can't imagine playing against this guy in 2 or 3 years' time when he actually fills out, gets stronger. Oh my goodness!
You filled out quite well.
You won't be. What? I mean, I don't think you'd keep up with him these days.
Let's bring Gab Marcotti into the conversation. Gab, your thoughts on what you heard from the boys?
I had something to say about Stones and Otamendi earlier and mental mistakes and how that's not really something that you should be teaching or we should be seeing at this stage. But you know what? Frankly, I'm with Craig. Let's celebrate some of the skill we saw in this game, some of the excitement. There were obviously a lot of mistakes, not helped defensively. Let's not forget, Monaco, without Jemerson, who's a really, really important center back for them in his replacement, Raji. Nice guy, but he's really a right back, and he's older, and they paid a price for that. But I was really, really impressed by Monaco. I thought for an hour or so, they really wiped the floor with City. Not just Mbappe, who you mentioned, from Bernardo Silva, Bakayoko in midfield, Kevin De Bruyne AWOL really for the first half, certainly. And I think that's a credit to Jardim and Monaco.
Let's think about this, Dan, for the second leg, and it's going to be great, I would imagine. But let's think about it. City are arguably the worst team you can imagine that are going to try and hold on to a 2-goal deficit.
Sure, yeah.
Because are they built to sit in and soak up? No, not at all. So unless he's got a drastic change of game plan and personnel, he's going to try and go and get some goals, isn't he?
The SBI isn't giving Monaco much of a chance. 16%,
Wow.
City at 84%. Is that right, Stevie?
Absolutely not. If I'm Monaco, I am disappointed, yeah. But I'll tell you what, I'm thinking, you know what? We got 3 away from home. We could have got more, and then we've got to bring them back to our place. I'm fairly positive if I really sit down and think about this game.
Oh, yeah, you sitting down now.
Take your time, give us a shout.
If I'm a Monaco fan,
Yep.
1,000% we can win this.
Wow. So you're saying
Not
Monaco
16%.
I would say 60-40.
1,000%.
I would say 60-40 because you've got a 2-goal lead.
for City?
Yeah, so your odds are in your favour, but as I said, they're not a team that's built to stifle. The coach doesn't apply himself that way. The team seem incapable of doing that. I think it's more 60-40.
Yeah, who's stifling there? David Silva, is that stifling? De Bruyne, Sané, are those stifling players? No, these are guys that like to create, that like to get forward. I guess what you would argue if you're Manchester City is that if you're able to absorb that pressure, then Monaco's going to be even more wide open for you in the counter-attack. That perhaps.
So who's going through?
Manchester City.
I'm going to go Monaco.
Oh.
Still, because stubborn. Oh, he's thinking.
I'll tell you what, it's a tough one, this.
Well, 2 goals takes Monaco through, doesn't it? Really?
Have we got time for me? I can't.
Get on the edge of the seat.
Nobody will mention it.
This is a tough one.
We'll get off the pitch.
I'm not prepared to stick my neck out.
Oh, what is this? What's
Take his-
happening?
I
can't pick a winner.
Dock him a week's salary.
You have changed.
Dock him salary.
You have changed.
Can I go for a draw? I can't pick a winner.
It doesn't it draw? It's a second leg. It has to go to penalties. If it's
I can't pick a winner.
5-3.
I don't know.
If it's 5-3.
Oh, come on.
I don't
man.
know. Seriously.
It's
It could
5-3.
be. It could go to penalties. This.
What?
It
It's
could
going
be
to finish 5-3.
It could be.
So is this
So
going
who
to be
wins on penalties?
Oh, tell you what, you got me again.
No. What has happened to you?
I'm going to go with City.
City.
Hey,
Okay.
all right, we got there.
Gab, Steve has eaten up all your time. You got one word.
Oh.
City or Monaco?
City.
Hey.
Coming up then after the break, we'll be
City.
focusing. Oh, you are that? Yeah, all right. We'll be focusing on the other match that took place as Atleti beat Bayer Leverkusen in Germany. Welcome back. An impressive victory for Atletico Madrid, beating Bayer Leverkusen by 4-2. It was Saul who scored a fantastic goal to break the deadlock. We then saw strikes from Gamero, Torres and Antoine Griezmann to give Simeone's side very much the advantage going into the second leg. Ali, this result doesn't compliment Atleti, does it? They could have won by more.
Yes, they could have, and they'd be disappointed that they gave up the 2 goals that they did to Bayer Leverkusen, but this series is over.
Yeah.
Going back to Vicente Calderón, Leverkusen has all sorts of difficulties defending. They'll have to push it forward. I don't see any way in which Leverkusen gets back into the series. It's over in Atletico Madrid. Once again, quietly, under the radar. They'll be right there in the end and make it life difficult for everybody.
And once again, no one's going to want to face them in the last 8.
No.
Fernando Torres is not quite back to the Falcao, 2 players that have drifted away. But credit to him, that was a great header. 4 goals away from home in Germany. And the knockout stages so far have been excellent.
Yeah, it's been brilliant.
Brilliant. Barcelona, that big story in PSG. Bayern Munich's performance. The 8 goals in the City game. The 6 goals here. Who needs the group stages? And all that guff and all those daubers that people just let in so they can get a few million quid. Oh, but they'll get better. No, they'll not. See, the same teams producing the same quality.
Can Atleti make it 3rd time lucky?
Yes, they can. Am I going to put any money on it? I'm not.
No.
Well, no, because there's
What do you put
Listen,
money on?
Stan, you should know not to ask him these questions.
You still got your Madrids in your band, so...
Step the clock.
No.
No.
They've been in, what, 2 finals recently?
Yeah, that's why I said third time lucky.
And they just haven't gained from those experiences, I don't think, to get to another one.
Did you not say yes at the start of that?
No.
All right.
Well, he said, hold on. He said, can they win it? So obviously I'm saying yes. They can. Are they going to? No.
He's getting better at that. He's brilliant.
Well, I know he's set up.
Hedge the bets.
I know he's set up system there.
After the break, we'll be looking ahead to tomorrow's Champions League action, which of course sees the Premier League champions, Leicester, take on Seville. Leicester struggling, to say the least, of late.
Really?
So then, Sevilla against Leicester City. The SPI has Sevilla as 73% favourites to advance. Mr. Burley, is there any chance for Leicester?
Not off the back of the way they've played in the last few weeks, no.
No.
I can't see it. I really cannot see anything other than a pasting from this Sevilla side under a new coach that are great going forward. Leicester's Achilles heel is their Achilles heel was everything this year, but the defence, which was solid in the Premier League title-winning season last year, has been all over the place. The manager's all over the place. No.
Could this be 4-5 now?
If Leicester is unable to deal with the high pressure of Sevilla, under Jorge Sampaoli, they like to pressure all over the field. If they're not able to break through that first line of pressure, Sevilla is going to be over them all night long. It's going to be difficult in any point to see Leicester trying to go on the break, which is what they like to do. But they're not defending well. They're not passing the ball well. They're not keeping the ball well. They're not counter-attacking well. So how am I supposed to believe that they're going to hang in there with Sevilla? I just don't see it.
They've done all right in the Champions League, though, so far. Rubbish in the Prem, but they did.
Yeah, but listen, the opposition, they were fortunate. They got quite an easy group, even for them. I mean, Craig said they haven't been playing well recently. My goodness, have they played well all season? All the things that got them the Premier League title have gone completely out the window. There is absolutely no reason for you to think they can get anything from this, unless you have half a dozen beers before the game starts.
Okay, so what you do then?
And then you may all of a sudden think it's possible.
Your pre-game routine.
Meanwhile, the other match is Porto against Juventus. Juventus, big favourites to go through. Big talking point going into this game, Gab, is the fact that everyone at Juventus, it seems, hates their coach, Massimo Allegri. What's going on?
I wouldn't say everybody does, but there's obviously been tension in the build-up. On Friday, Juventus beat Palermo. There was a row between Max Allegri and Leo Bonucci, arguably his most important defender. And the upshot of that is Allegri's come out and he said, basically he's punishing Bonucci. Bonucci not involved. He says out of respect to the team and to the fans, we're going to sit him for this game. Allegri said, but you know what? This is my fault too. So I'm going to go and fine myself and make a large donation to charity.
Would you ever fine yourself, Stevie?
Not a chance.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God!
What?
Are you kidding me?
How can you send?
That's a lot of nonsense.
If you set one of the best defenders in European, if not world football, if you set him out and it goes wrong over the two legs,
which already cost him a large donation, apparently.
Can somebody explain this bit to me? In respect to the other players and the fans, what does that mean?
Well, because he was involved as well. Right, Steve, we haven't got time to
broke
explain
team
that
rules.
because
I think that's the point.
Bonucci to Man City. Well, might as well start it here.
Coming up after the break, we'll be talking about how eating a sandwich in the dugout cost this man his job. Welcome back. What a 24 hours it has been for Wayne Shaw. He, of course, the Sutton United goalkeeper who was caught eating a pie, not a sandwich, during the second half of their defeat against Arsenal.
What a man.
Did he eat it all at once?
It was all kind of fun at the time. However, it's turned out that the gambling company who sponsored Sutton United for the game had a particular bet on him eating a pie.
It was staged, basically.
Basically, that's what it was.
However,
his friends cashed in on it.
Well, however, it's worked for the corporate corporate company that were involved, because it's been, it was even on here in the US on SportsCenter today.
Yep.
So it's travelled.
It has travelled.
So it's done what it said on the tin or on the pasty. Get out there.
Gab, what did you make of it all?
I thought it was tacky and I thought it was stupid. And look, people are saying, oh, we should feel sorry because he lost his job. The guy's 45 years old. He's a reserve goalkeeper for an amateur non-league side that's likely to be relegated. There is no job there. He certainly has another way to support himself. So, frankly, I have no idea if he went and he did something illegal or profited from it directly. I do know that there is an investigation going on. I find it strange that he would resign if he was super confident that he would be fully cleared. I just thought he's not very clever what he did, and I thought the whole thing was just pretty tacky and distasteful because it's fake. It's not real. It's funny if he gets hungry and he reaches for a pasty or a pie in this case. It's not funny. It's simply tacky and stupid and staged when there's this whole thing behind it.
Let me tell you, it was not distasteful. It was anything but
It was
tasty.
tasty.
It was tasty, I tell you that much. And he'll be having a couple more.
I don't know. He ate it quickly. I'm not sure he tasted it.
Steve, you agree with Gab, yeah?
Oh, 100%.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, then. That's the end of that.
Took the air out of it.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Till tomorrow. Goodbye. Hello, welcome to Extra Time. Exciting day in the Champions League. It's been fun. What would your dream Champions League final be this year? From teams besides Bayern and Madrid. Oh. Let's go to Gab. Gab likes this thing. Gab?
It would be Barcelona-Arsenal. For the simple reason that the implication would be we saw two of the most amazing comebacks unprecedented in history.
I like
that,
Gab.
So, Barcelona-Arsenal.
Nice. Yeah? Why are you pulling a face, Ali?
Well, that ain't happening.
Oh, it's a dream.
It's a dream, Ali. We can dream.
I'll be the dream crusher.
Dream.
That's not happening. Don't hang on to that dream. Leicester,
Porto.
Juventus. I don't.
Stevie?
I'm going to say City.
Oh.
Uh-oh, he's making a face.
He's constipating again.
Did you forget the team?
City. I don't care who plays against City. There's going to be goals in the game.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
All right.
Gab, how many players will likely leave Monaco? The Vultures, big teams in Europe, are hovering. Kind of sad, though. Crying emoji.
Well, it's sad to a point, and then you kind of look about why Monaco occupy the position that they do. You look at where the money's coming from. You look at some of the ways that they've accumulated that talent, and maybe it's not so sad because this is the club's business model. This is what they do. They're either going to lose an enormous amount of money, or they're going to scout young talent and send it on and sell it on. My guess is Mbappe stays another year. I think Sidibe almost definitely is going to go. He's got a lot of admirers. Bakayoko's another one probably. Bernardo Silva as well, although it's not going to be for 80 million. And I think maybe Fabinho.
Okay.
Oh, so everybody.
I think Fabinho was the one that I think was last year probably going to go to Man United. They were talking at one point, so I think quite happy. But I think he will be gone this summer.
Okay, thanks.
He's not.
See, I was a lot shorter.
What about Falcao?
Nah, too old. Why would you leave? The other side of the coin is, for those people that don't know what Monaco's like, I mean, it's not a bad place to live, is it?
What's a massive tax haven, isn't it? It's fantastic.
Have you got a couple of quid, all right?
You got your account over there?
Yes, mate. I'd like to buy $100.
Am I getting interest in that money?
Should there be an all-knockout format?
Hey, he said, but it costs a fortune to live there. As if the players are on like $50 a week. It's like,
I'm thinking of the viewers. I'm not thinking about all these geezers are getting
Your
big
viewer
fortunes.
conscious. Viewer conscious.
hey, ask any of the viewers to
I'm
go
a
and
man
move
of the
there.
people.
I didn't say to the viewers, oh, move to Monaco. If you're watching this, move to Monaco. I just said, oh, forget what I said.
Should there be an all-knockout
Also, Dan, sorry, since we're on the Monaco, since we're on the Monaco aspect, and income tax is one of my favorite subjects, just to clarify this, there's no income tax to be paid unless you're a French citizen or a U.S. citizen or one of about half a dozen other countries. So the majority of Monaco's players are French and have French passports, so they do pay income tax.
Not Colombians.
People like Falcao who benefit from this.
And yeah,
please stop talking. Right. Should there be an all-knockout format for Champions League instead of group stages? Guaranteed goals and all-out attacks. That doesn't really guarantee goals.
No.
Did you see the Euros?
I'm sure there's a column on this somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the Euro.
That has been
about,
written.
did you see the Euro?
Well, the knockout stage in the Euros was awful.
Well, that's not what they're asking for. They're asking for the whole thing should be just straight knockout.
Yeah, but it's like citing knockout stages is exciting.
But Euros weren't knock. He's right.
What?
The Euros was a group stages.
No, but then when it got to the knockout stage, it was dreadful.
But that's not what the question is.
Exactly.
No, but
Thank you,
it,
Craig.
right, no, he is saying that the knockout stages guarantees goals and all-out attack. It doesn't at all.
Nobody's got the answer, let's be honest. Huh? I love watching Ludogorets getting absolutely pummeled by Borussia Dortmund.
Well, the only thing we can say, right, is the group
Or
stages
Legia
is
Warsaw,
a complete
whoever
and
it
utter
was.
bore fest.
Right,
So taking a chance on it,
Right.
it can only get better.
Right, so
All right.
you want to turn it into knockout
Yes.
stages? Right, good, okay.
Yes.
Let's do that. ESPN FC
He's old school. He's old school.
returns
And
to...
you might actually get teams playing even teams in the Champions League don't play the first team.
Oh boy.
So that's how good the knockout stages are.
See?
The group stages. If you get the knockout stages, they'll be forced to play the first team, and the chances of it being more exciting.
What about
more
the second
goals.
leg once you pump the team 7-0?
Even the camera is fading away. Like, all right, let's get out of here. Come on now.
He's back. He wants the old
Clever,
school.
that. Well, he's trying to be clever.
The game's
How am I
moved.
trying to be clever?
He's trying to be clever.
How?
Just the usual.
Doing what?
Just as usual.
Stephen, the game has moved on.
That guy on Twitter's right.
Which one?
The one that wants him
you
sacked.
sacked.
Yeah, keep
Ideal.
tweeting in.
ESPN FC, I'll be back
Hashtag
tomorrow.
Sack Dan Thomas.
Hashtag.
Rugby Boy. At 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Eastern on ESPN News.